So a dating coach is being exposed for being the side chick to an engaged or married man? Interesting.
He just looks for what he sexually desires. I know you're going to say, oh, all men have that desire, all that. No, not all men. All losers have that desire. The desire to just have a woman that is just good for them sexually. The biggest red flag is men that pay for sex is they're usually porn addicts. They are absolutely addicted to pornography.
What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today
That's Sadia.
if I want to.
And unfortunately, insecurities look the best on the smartest people and the people that we deem to be attractive, not knowing that we all have to get to a point where we no longer require a good looking face and a good mouth to believe them. We need to start asking people for receipts in their daily lives. Welcome to my channel. Grab some popcorn, subscribe, and enjoy the show.
This is a woman that is sitting here bragging about fooling around with an engaged man. She's talking shit to the soon-to-be wife, competing or trying to compete with the soon-to-be wife over this man, texting this guy, wanting him to come over. And does that sound like a high-class woman to you? Does that sound like somebody pure and true with the best of intentions? Again, not trying to be a woman basher here, but when it comes to the dating space on YouTube, I can't think of one female that tries to, talk to men that isn't a fraud and a grifter. I can't think of one. I cannot think of one female content creator that targets men who isn't just trying to lean in on her sex appeal or whisper sweet nothings. They're all frauds. They're all grifters.
Now, we're all humans. We're not perfect. And you realize that even the greatest minds at some point will encounter some degree of failure. Even the most attractive people at some point will either lose their looks or encounter somebody that doesn't give a damn about their looks. Now, we're bringing this back to Sadia Khan, a psychologist, even though she's not officially a psychologist. She was once married and now she's divorced. And she's given it her life mission to advise men and women on how to find a high-value spouse by first off being a high-value person. Now, as a disclaimer, we do not know the full context of this conversation. So we do not know what happened behind the scenes that led her to be so vulgar in her conversations with another woman. And this was recorded, so I would likely say that all these things was staged to get her to react like this. But one thing I cannot overlook is that when she's talking like this about an engaged man,
this is a sickness, but I enjoy it.
it never rubs off well, especially when your brand is high value, self-control, and dealing with people that are not in relationships. And I think this is one of the areas that social media tends to deceive us about. Social media only portrays people when they're in their best moments, when they're wearing the best clothes, when they have the best days. People never show people on social media when they're having the worst moments, when they don't care about what they are saying because they just want to hurt people, when they are just trying to vent and not be around anybody that they like. And when social media gets a glimpse of that, all the good things that you've done, even though they were right, tends to be washed out the window.
What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today
That's
if I
Sadia.
want to.
Go
And I
on.
can do it on your wedding day and your birthday.
Okay, well,
and the
we'll
days
see.
after.
Okay.
I've been in situations where he's been with you in a social setting. He'll call me after.
She is a fraud. She is a grifter. She's a phony. I've never really liked this woman. I always said I'd smash, but I hope she doesn't recover from this as far as her career goes. And again, I can't prove what some of you guys have told me about the amounts of money she is making with like Skype calls or video calls or however her coaching takes place. I've had you guys tell me she's making $8,000 an hour to coach people. Again, I hope that's not true. I haven't confirmed it, but I've heard it from multiple people.
Nothing is wrong with a woman wanting attention. Nothing is wrong with a woman wanting affection. It's the type of affection you want and who you want it to come from that's important. That is what matters. Nothing is wrong with a man, even though I have my own opinions about this topic. Nothing is wrong with a man wanting to have sex or needing sex. It just depends on the type of sex you want and who's the type of person you want that sex to come from. Wait for a second, I gotta ask a question. Have y'all subscribed to this channel yet? I know you are enjoying this video, so make sure you subscribe so we can fly. Back to the video. If you want sex with a prostitute, that is something that probably needs to be studied and probably needs to be taken to therapy class for. Now, I personally believe that you should never take marriage advice from somebody that is not married or in a stable relationship, or cannot come out, or their partner cannot come out and rightfully be vulnerable about the things that they've gone through in their relationships to be the person or be the couple that they are today. Never take advice from those type of people.
Okay.
But it's also safe to say that there are so many frauds out here that even when true people or the truthful, right seeking people come out to talk about their history and their life and give advice, we will not trust them because we've been scarred so much that we cannot even identify what is true and what is fake.
And I apologize in advance if I do think of one later that I think is pure and true and classy, but I can't think of one. They're out here making boatloads of money off sad, desperate men, giving them bullshit advice that doesn't work, tries to sell this image of what you should be looking for and what she is and what she would never put up with. Yet here she is trying to fool around with a man that's engaged and throwing a hissy fit, talking shit to the soon-to-be wife. The lowest of low behaviors. Scumbag. Street trash. 304 should be tattooed across her forehead. I'm just happy that this has happened. I'm happy this is exposing her. I can't wait to see her next video. I don't think I'm subscribed to her, but I'm going to subscribe now.
So, here are some comments that I found. One comment said, if you pay $8,000 to this woman, you deserve to get scammed. Tough but true, because $8K for a session is ridiculous. Another comment says, calling yourself a high-value woman while living in Dubai should be seen as the first red flag. The last one that I'll read says, she's not a psychologist. She doesn't even have a doctorate in the field. Never mind the fact that she has no license. Total fraud. And I do agree with that if you claim to be a psychologist or you turn to have a certification in talking about a particular subject and people never ask you to prove that certification, it's kind of odd. But then we live in a world where people like to believe whatever they want to believe as long as you look good and you sound nice. But will Sadia ever address this? I have no idea. I doubt she will. But these are some frauds that have rightfully been exposed, and we need to watch out because there's going to be way more frauds that come out, and you'll be surprised who those frauds may be. Let me know your opinions in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.